Believe it or not, I woke up to this view unexpectedly. The night before, I looked around in the dark for a safe place to park for like an hour, and I had no idea where I was. Unfortunately, I don't have that footage, but it would have been dark, rainy, and boring anyway, so here's me making some tea the next morning. These day in the lifestyle videos are supposed to be pretty popular, so hopefully I still have your attention. Bear with me for a few moments while I do my morning ritual here, and I'll get you a better look at that view. Regardless of where I am, I try to make sure that I'm taking at least a few moments every morning just to ground myself and give my body time to come online before taking on the day. Okay, here you go. One thing that I've come to appreciate living this way is a deeper connection to nature and to those who have walked the path before us. While I found refuge in the cliffs above this cove last night, sailors have been using coves like this for refuge for centuries. They provide natural protection against the harsh conditions of the open ocean and allow a safe haven for anchorage in stormy weather. They provide seclusion and protection from those who may have wished them harm, and offer a secure stronghold in which they can repair or make improvements to their vessels. As human beings, we are really no different in terms of our need for refuge. Existence is naturally tough on living beings. It's a jungle out there. Around every corner lurks potential danger, and entropy is constantly exerting her destructive pressure, requiring us to always maintain vigilance and work hard to sustain ourselves in the battle of life. In modern society, however, most of the pressure we feel is born of our own psychology. Compared to our ancestors, the world we live in is quite comfortable. We've eliminated all of our natural predators, and for the most part, we have all the food, water, and shelter we could ever need. We have roads, bridges, and railroads. We have fire departments, air conditioning, the postal service, and Amazon.com. However, because we are still not at peace, we are all constantly seeking refuge from our own psychological discomfort. The mistake is that we seek refuge in pleasant experiences, thinking they will somehow deliver us to freedom, when really they just act as a temporary numbing agent. Some of us seek refuge in junk food and mindless television. For others, maybe it's gossip, video games, or attention on social media. Drugs and alcohol are among the greatest hits of indulgences for human beings searching for refuge. Now, contrary to some religions, in mindfulness practice we don't label these things as inherently evil by decree from a supreme being. We simply note that they are not sustainable sources of refuge due to their impermanence and the way they condition the mind toward further craving. It's not helpful to feel guilty or inadequate or bad for indulging in them, but it is in our best interest to see they clearly don't deliver lasting satisfaction. This is why the Buddha suggested to rely on what he called the 3 jewels of reliable refuge. One is the knowledge of the existence of the Buddha himself. We can always remember that it is possible to fully awaken from our delusion and live without suffering forever. If he can do it, we can too. The second jewel is in the Dharma. It's kind of a broad word that's sometimes difficult to translate, but in this context we can take it to mean the knowledge, lifestyle, and practices which lead to the end of suffering. And the final jewel is the Sangha, the community of friends and other practitioners that we can turn to for support and encouragement. If you didn't catch it when I drove in, the monastery here in Fort Bragg is named after these 3 jewels. Ultimately, while it helps to practice with friends, it's up to us to take responsibility for the condition of our minds. What spiritual practice provides is a way of rewriting the patterns of the mind in a way that leads to sustainable peace and well-being that is not dependent on outside conditions. While the seas may be rough and the skies may be cloudy and gray, our hearts can remain warm and radiate more than enough joy to sustain us. Our own minds can become the refuge we seek. Progress in meditation can seem slow at first. We may sit for half an hour straight and not feel any different. It can feel like a scam, or maybe we just aren't built for it, but this is not true. Rest assured that beneath the surface, a fire is being kindled, a warm refuge you can turn to no matter what is happening on the outside. It's a refuge that is your birthright. You just have to walk the path and keep walking. See you on the path.